Yes, thank you. Some of the stuff that I'm going to talk about is actually going to link up with what Aaron's talking about. I'm mostly going to work on leg work. There are 2 points of origin as to this, and to be very clear, this is stuff that I'm still developing. But there are 2 kind of points that we meet up. One is that my brother told me a very long time ago, my brother's like, you got to work on your lanka. Those of you who don't know, in C-Lot, generally it's practiced, well, not across the board, but a lot of C-Lot practitioners will split it between juru, so the upper body, and then lanka, so the lower. The other point was when I first started training FCS, the way that I learned from Guru Howard was what, I guess, and I certainly don't know, but if we were to start talking about the stuff that's been phased out or evolved or changed, we'll be here, for a very long time. But what Guru Howard taught me as rapid bioentry, so I'm gonna borrow John. This is John, everyone's trained up here. John's in Nashville. So off of just the entry, just probably just giving a poke here. So not only am I just entering, but here, that kick is coming. So again, here. So thinking about that and the affordances, not dissimilar from how we train off of here. So instead of just going immediately there, finding that beat, thinking about those rhythms and sneaking in half beats, where are the hits that I can kind of put in? Why don't we use the potential of the lower body to synthesize it and make it into something? So, let's go for a second. I'm going to talk very briefly, I don't want to take up too much time, but in terms of 3 kind of main areas in terms of what I was thinking about it. So part of this is that, especially in the last few years, I was really kind of thinking about my own practice in FCS. How do I get better? Yada, yada, yada. And really thinking in terms of kind of, how to put it, what are the sort of big sort of concerns? Thinking, instead of, getting so lost in the minutiae and the details, just figuring out what are the big sort of things that I need to get, and then I can work from there, which is why today it's mostly about, if it's not clear already, it's less about techniques, much more about concepts, and then trying to go from there. So, the striking portion, locking, and then grappling. Those will be, I'm just going to go very brief, because, what can you do in 15 minutes? But in terms of the way I'm thinking about it, in terms of the striking portion, so it's not unlike, well, the big concept is ball and socket, so the same way that we do our lob salve, kind of thinking about, well, what can I do with the leg work, especially in these close quarters, especially in quarto, and disrupting. Really, the way that I was trained, and I know a lot of systems work this way, much more about death by 1,000 needles, so less about the kind of knockout with a giant round kick, so much as sort of building that rhythm and inserting and plugging in stuff so that it can go into, basically I walk away, the other person doesn't, right? So just like kind of, a handful of sort of kicks that you can do. Obviously I'm doing here, that one, but even then breaking it down more minutely in terms of, well, where am I hitting with? Am I hitting with the side? Am I hitting with the ball? My toes aren't conditioned enough, but I know there are people who can condition your toes, so you stab in, then with the heel, right? So you have that kick. Obviously the difference in drawing on Muay Thai, whether it's by teep as opposed to a push, there's your oblique kick, right? So, John, here. So there's my oblique, right? Here. There's that. Similarly, if I go offline, this is the kick where I'm sinking in. So again, these different affordances where here I can just slap here, but I can really dig in. But then if I drop, then I already have that kick. So there's the kind of striking portion. Now we'll go and then obviously where I want to go with this, where I have to go with this is working all of the sort of subsystems Don't have my ring on, but with my stick. But if we get to the locking portion, basically what I'm looking for is this structure. So I'm trying to produce this Z structure to lock him out. And we'll watch. So here, all I have to do. That's what I'm looking for constantly. So again, thinking in terms of if we do empty hand soprano, similarly, I'm always looking for these reference points here, 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 here. Just constantly moving there. In a similar sense, when I'm moving and I'm doing my footwork, I'm looking for that reference point where I want to go here. So if you just excuse me, whatever, here, and lock there, that's all. Now, if we go into more of the pinch-off modality, and I want to go with it, and Tuan was talking about this in Philadelphia, where the problem where you do sarongs as opposed to an empty or open sarong, you have the sarong across your body and you have to follow with them, which is really just another thing that we have to train. So in a similar sense, if you give me here, 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 and then I just follow there, 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 there. But practicing, it's really simple. From here, all I'm doing is I'm there. This will base out. This will base out if I want to cluck. But just getting used to these kind of motions. These kind of motions. There, 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 there. It's just a different. But the kind of key point of all of this is that if you're looking closely enough, and I think all of you see it, this is already there. Whether we do it or not is really kind of, I think, the big question. So, yeah. Finally, the other thing, similarly, is thinking in terms of especially getting out of this modality or sort of mode of thought where I'm looking for these big hits. Big hits. Big hits. But for those 10 by 1,000 needles. So let's say I'm here and I don't quite have it. Structure is wrong, position is wrong. But having the wherewithal and the composure to know, well, I can adjust as I go. So similarly, here we're doing this in the same thing, thinking in terms of those kind of hits. So in the same way that turn this way, so give you a hammer, pop, 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 or pop, 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 pop. Same notion, but we'll do this with the lower body here. Pop, 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 pop. I roll. So in the same way I'm looking for this. And again, that ball and socket, whether it's on my heel or on my ball, pop, 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 pop. So that, in terms of throwing, the kind of two major throws, which is the step, whereas like this. And again, it's not obvious. I can do that off my mono form, or splitting here, here, or my top, so to speak, this way, and again, that's really dirty. Here, or again, same motion, pop, 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 which is the same thing, pop, 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 pop. But again, we kind of keep it to the basics. Same notions. There's my puño entry, splitting. There's that thing that we were doing yesterday. And then all I have to do is, those are my two major. Or like the two, let's say classically trained sea-law throws that you'll see, which is where, or there. Which again, seems familiar. Other terms, in terms of training other stuff, certainly conditioning is important for this stuff, which we talk about. I think especially in the kind of what gets filtered through our coding. So in a similar test, I found that kind of shin conditioning, right? But even this can be just a drill where, yeah, here, I come back, here, and then John can come in, yeah, and then he can grind, lock me out, come back, locked out, from there. But it's not obvious already. Call it C-Lock, call it C-Garage, Shoshin Ryu. You just gotta look for it kind of actively, but it's already there. I'm trying to develop and synthesize these sort of strands within the FCS framework. So I have, please, yeah.
What the hell was that guy during his level 5 class?
Oh, I'll tell you later. But it's okay. Good. Thank you.
Thank you, Seth.